Yo, it's your boy Trigger the Dime back at you with another Pokemon Legends ZA video, and today they gave us so much gameplay. I've been seeing people either drop little clips with their phones or gamer channels like GameSpot, which we're about to watch today, have dropped their previews on exactly what this game is going to be like. And I'm curious to really see this game in more motion than anything. I'm not gonna lie. Without further ado, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Let me know how you feel about Pokemon Legends ZA and their battle style, the gameplay, everything. I want to hear from you guys. Without further ado, let's get right into the video, gang.
I just got to go hands-on with the
Talk to me, GameSpot.
for Pokemon Legends ZA. The demo was split up into two
I'm
segments.
kind of just wondering on the battling and running with your Pokemon, because I've seen some clips where the Pokemon, you can run one way and the Pokemon doesn't really follow you all the way. Like, it takes a minute for that Pokemon to follow you.
Battling. If you've been following Pokemon Legends ZA, you'll know that at night in Lumio City, there's a tournament that happens, and that's where I was kind of thrown into. I got to do 3 battles, technically 4, although
30 in HD. What's this quality right here, gang?
But battling is very different. Now, looking back at Pokemon Legends Arceus, I feel like that game did a lot with Pokemon's catching mechanics. It added a lot of different ideas, different strategies to the mix, but battling kind of remained the same. The only caveat was during boss battles, where you had a little more freedom of movement and the whole battle felt more dynamic. Now, as some of you might know, Pokemon Legends ZA does not have a turn-based battle system. This is a first for the mainline series of Pokemon games. I know technically Legends isn't mainline, but whatever. Now, like a traditional Pokemon game, each Pokemon can have 4 moves that I imagine you can swap out as that Pokemon levels up, but each move is on a cooldown, meaning that once you're in a battle, you can use whatever moves you want regardless of what
if he actually uses Dig, he actually goes underground. That's actually cool,
so
bro.
Start a battle, start with something like Tail Whip or Growl in order to lower the opposing Pokemon's stats, and then follow up with a physical attack, which, you know, could do more damage, or you could just weaken the Pokemon you're fighting. It is an interesting change to the formula. I've been playing Pokemon for a very, very long time, and they've never done something like this. He smiles when he says that. He knows. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this battle system is something that some people have dreamed about. You know, it's one of those games where it's like, if Pokemon ever changed their battle system, we wanted something like this. Like, if you ain't never said Pikachu go or whatever your favorite Pokemon go, and like you're pointing in that direction, like I feel like this gives you that experience. And resistances, but it kind of adds a spin on it that really forces you to think on the fly. You know, in older Pokemon games, you can kind of sit there, you can menu for a bit, you can theory craft what you want to do next. You're not really given that opportunity in Pokemon Legends ZA. It is a very fast-paced version of this combat system. Like I said, I only really got to see 3 battles, so it's really hard to see how it develops and where it goes from here. And it seemed very early. All my Pokemon were like level 5, so how it develops and where
2+ rank. I wonder what this means right here. It's rank X, I assume. This is probably the letter in which category of like trainer we're fighting, but +2 rank. I don't know if that means they're like stronger than you or if you gain something more by fighting them. They got a Pidgeot, which
here, and it seemed very early. All my Pokemon were like level 5, 6, 7, or whatever. That said, I am super curious. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the traditional style of Pokemon battles. I play competitive when I can. It is my favorite thing about Pokemon. However, with the Legends series, I like that they're kind of taking this opportunity to experiment and kind of flip some traditions on its head.
I'll definitely say the Legend series is good because of the fact that they're experimenting.
Turning that I imagine will make some fans happy. Early on in the demo, I came across a trainer who gave me a citrus berry, and you know what they told me to do? They told me to give that to a Pokemon. Now, if you remember, Pokemon Legends Arceus did not have held items, but it seems like they have added it for Pokemon Legends ZA. It really feels like Pokemon Legends ZA is going to do what Pokemon Legends Arceus did for catching, but for battling. I don't know if that made sense, but I think you...
That's a good way to describe it. That's actually a good way to describe it. Like, I felt like in Arceus, they put a lot towards how to catch Pokemon and your interaction with those catching those Pokemon. Whereas with this, I feel like there's less emphasis on hey, you catch them all. I mean, yeah, you still want to catch Pokemon, but there's less emphasis on that. They still have brought that system back, but now it's more so, hey, this is how battling can be expanded upon, which I'm also not mad at that.
Pokemon Legends Arceus did some really interesting things with the catching mechanics.
Yeah, like look at that, bro. Like you literally hit a tree, which I hope we can still somewhat do in
aim, these other things. It kind of feels like Pokemon Legends ZA.
I'm pretty sure, I feel like we'll still have to do that in ZA, but not as much.
How far it develops, I have no idea how good it is, you know, 20 hours in, 30 hours in, 40 hours in. But so far, I'm really, really curious to see more. Now, outside of combat, there's also a few things they've introduced as well. The big one being stealth. So stealth was Pokemon Legends Arceus as well when it came
for catching, yeah,
not for battling. With Pokemon Legends ZA, you can sneak up behind a trainer with their back turned. You can target their Pokemon that's out.
First off, that's fucking cheating. Excuse my language. This is cheating. But second off, so could you use, like, if this Lucario had a move, a debuff or a buff move, and it activated it, could you activate before you enter battle and maybe lower the opponent's stats? That way, once you enter battle, it's like, okay, like if he had Tail Whip or something, like, could you lower this Florges, like, defense? Or if it has something like bulk up, could it like boost this, that? Like, I don't know. That would be interesting to find out.
You can target their Pokemon that's out, and you can just fire off an attack. It does damage right away. It gives you an advantage, and all your cooldowns reset regardless of what move.
That's cool, but I'm not a cheater.
Behind a trainer and do this.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a cheater. I gotta fight you head on.
And at the very end, I was able to go into this little hotel, which I was told kind of acts as the player and their friend's base. Sounds like you return here quite often to talk to the characters. Didn't really say what else you could do in there, but it sounds like it's somewhat important to the story. But inside, there is a character fans might remember called Az, or AZ. I actually don't know the pronunciation. Google said it's either one. But fans will remember him from the game.
Cool with that.
One thing that took me off guard is he is very tall. In one scene, he's standing next to a Lucario, and he's like 3 times the size. It's kind of creepy, if I'm being honest. And that brings us to the second part of the demo. This part focused on Mega Evolutions and a boss battle. At the start of this segment, you're following Zygarde 10%. It's the dog form, I think. As it's running through Lumiose, and you need to follow it. Once you catch up to it, you are thrown into a battle with a Mega Evolved Absol that changed on its own. You get to use a Mega Evolved Lucario to stop it. However, Mega Evolutions work way differently than they did in previous games. It's not just tapping the button. Instead, you need to collect orbs on the battlefield that you can get by attacking the opposing Pokemon to fill a meter. Once that meter is full, you activate your Mega Evolution and your Pokemon is Mega Evolved for a short amount of time. However, there is a timer to this. It seems pretty slow, but in order to prevent the timer from dropping, you want to collect more of those orbs. If it does drop all the way, it bounces out of its Mega form and you need to collect orbs again and set it again. I actually really like this. It sounds kind of
That's not
Lots
bad.
of games have done similar.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad. It keeps you engaged in the battle and engaged with movement and stuff. So you're not just sitting there like, oh, I'm just waiting for the orbs to come to me and then I get to Mega Evolve and then you're dead. Like, it's kind of like you're still running around trying to get these orbs, trying to Mega Evolve. I see he said it for boss battles, but how exactly would that work with like trainer battles? Like, do you have to collect the orbs before you go into a trainer battle, or the more you battle regular Pokemon, could they just so happen, which would probably be but could they just so happen to drop some orbs for you?
Things, but I really liked that these orbs forced me as the player to kind of jump into the fight and start collecting orbs, even if it was dangerous, in order to activate Mega Evolution.
I want to see it in like regular battles, because you should still be able to Mega Evolve in regular battles too.
A lot of AoE attacks. It's pretty similar here. One thing I did notice during this fight that I thought was pretty cool and kind of made me rethink Pokemon a little was Lucario had a move called Aura Sphere, and because positioning is more important, the Absol I was fighting just kind of walked out of the way. I told Lucario to use it, Lucario charged it up, and the Absol just kind of casually sidestepped it, and it missed. Another move that Lucario had was Bullet Punch, which has priority. It's known for being really fast, and sure enough, when I press it, Lucario was very quick. That move came out right away, punched the Pokemon, but Aura Sphere had to charge up a little. But yeah, I was able to beat the boss.
I'm not mad at that.
It wasn't super challenging. There was a moment where it was looking kind of close, but once I kind of came to grips with the mechanics, I was able to pull ahead, take out the
Yeah, bro, I want to know how you do Mega Evolution during like smaller just trainer battles, bro.
Performance and visuals a little bit, because as of late,
talk to me.
Pretty controversial when it comes
Borderlands
to
4 already
Pokemon
disappointed me on Switch 2.
Didn't run super well at launch, and to be honest, they didn't run super well until they finally got that Switch update a few months ago. Happy to say that I played this on a Switch 2, and it seemed to run great. It seemed like a very solid 60 frames a second from what I could tell. Lumiose City, I didn't really get to explore. I know that's probably something a lot of people want to know about. The demo I played was pretty railroaded. I had to go a very specific path. I'm really curious to see what that city is like on a
I am too, bro.
Where I was able to look at the map, zoom out. It seems like a pretty good size map.
It seems like a big map.
Like Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
That had more maps, but they were very spread out. That said, I would say based on what I saw of the city, it looked a little bland. It's not gonna blow you away, but to be honest, I'm really excited to see Lumiose City. And
I'm excited about what's in the cities. Cool. I don't think necessarily how big the city. I want to see how because the city seems big already from the maps that we have seen. Like I seen a clip of or at least a picture on Twitter showing the freaking map size. I want to know just how much can we do within these, like outside of Pokemon battles, outside of like I know they've already kind of showed us like, oh, you can go shopping, oh, you can go do this. Like, I just want to kind of get the vibe of the city, you know?
Graphically, it's not really going to blow anyone's socks off. Anyway, those are my first impressions on Pokemon Legends ZA. We're going to cover this game more coming up, so
okay, I'm not mad at it. From what it sounds like, it's pretty standard. I don't think there's anything jaw-dropping about like the gameplay that has came out. From what it seemingly seems like is people are playing what we have seen already in trailers. They're playing trailer gameplay. That's my best way to describe it. You're not necessarily, oh, we found this out. Like, yeah, they're finding out little stuff like map size. I think I seen somewhere earlier like Pokemon don't have abilities, which kind of crazy considering they bringing Megas back. There's a couple other things, but it's like, okay, we're finding out the little stuff, but until we for sure get our hands on this game, which I feel like they're hiding the city from us for whatever reason, until we get our hands on this game, we won't really know. This is just the first preview. I can't wait to see how the game actually plays when we get it in a couple months. If you like this video and you like this type of content, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Let me know how you feel about Pokemon ZA, at least the gameplay that we have seen so far. Without further ado, it's been your boy Trigger the Dom. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.